Hey, folks, welcome back to the show. This is your host, Ryan Kennedy, and today I'm talking about gratitude. Gotten a few questions lately on how to implement an effective gratitude practice, whether the benefits are really all they're chalked up to be, and a few other listeners chiming in on the topic. So I thought I'd do an episode on it because the truth is, far too many people tend to delay happiness and tie it to a future event. How many times have you heard someone say, I'll be happy when fill in the blank. I'll be happy when I make X number of dollars, when I buy that new car, when I finish this project, get a new job. The list goes on and on. And I understand the importance of striving to do and have more in life. I do that. I'm, guilty of that myself. It's incredibly important to continue to progress and to evolve and to grow as a person and to want nice things for yourself and for your loved ones. But it's equally important to take a step back and simply be grateful for what you already have. And there's a ton of research demonstrating that the emotion of gratitude can completely transform your mental and physical health. And the truth is, depression is such a massive issue for us today. Our society estimates from the World Health Organization are around 300 million people suffer from depression. It's the number one cause of disability worldwide. And while I will say there's a lot of contributing factors to why people are depressed, everything from neurochemical imbalances and gut distress and nutrient deficiencies and all sorts of other life circumstances and genetic predispositions, having a gratitude practice is a simple way that you can immediately begin to reduce, not cure, not resolve per se, but definitely reduce feelings of depression, as well as anxiety and stress and overall unhappiness. Just spending some time each day thinking about what you're grateful for has literally been proven to rewire your brain and to make you just more optimistic, feel better. And at the end of the day, we all want to feel better, So if you can spend just a few minutes doing something simple that has zero downside, zero costs, zero side effects, and ultimately has the potential to make you a happier person, which is one of the most valuable things of all time, why wouldn't you try? So let's dive in. Let's dive into some logistics and some practical strategies for people. So what is gratitude exactly? How would you define it? Most people think of it as, this pleasant emotion that's felt when you receive like a gift or when someone does something nice for you, just something that's more of a reciprocal in nature. But the truth is, gratitude is a whole perspective on life. It's a mindset. It's a powerful emotion that has the ability to dictate how you interact with the world. And so if I were to assign one definition of gratitude, which quite honestly speaking, I don't know if there is like a Webster, I'm sure there's like a actual dictionary definition. I didn't look that up, but gratitude in my book is really finding the good and the positive in yourself and others. That's it. Positive thinking. But it's slightly different than gratitude because you can use gratitude even when you face life challenges and experience low points. And positive thinking is great, but it's only going to get you so far. Gratitude is much more far reaching. So expressing gratitude really helps to increase and change certain neurochemicals. So it can actually have really powerful shifts in your neurotransmitters, your stress hormones like cortisol, and ultimately result in a physiological change. That's the amazing thing about the mind-body connection. And so there are a lot of proven benefits, a lot of good research studies and proven benefits of gratitude to improve your mental health and your physical health. That's the wild thing. And so one of the things about gratitude too is it has long-term benefits. Like sure, while you're doing your gratitude journaling, you're thinking about something you're grateful for, you have those short-term benefits, right? You just feel better in the moment, but long-term it compounds and it can actually really create people to rewire certain thought patterns and wire the brain chemistry and neurons in a way that make you feel happier even many months later after discontinuing your gratitude practice. And it's something that also compounds. The more you practice gratitude, the more you become aware of the thousands of blessings you have, most of which we take for granted every day, and we rarely recognize their significance. But when you start to really hone in and just pay attention to this, and I'm not talking about like someone doing like an hour-long gratitude session, although that'd be probably pretty epic. A few minutes a day is all you need. That's one of the awesome things about this. There's a lot of good research. A study out of the Journal of Religion and Health demonstrated people were more grateful. People who were more grateful were also more hopeful for the future. And this resulted in much better physical health, because the reality is, if you don't have much hope for the future, you're unlikely to take care of yourself in the present. It's like if you knew you were going to die next week, do you really think you'd pay much attention to your nutrition, or you'd really go to the gym and exercise if you don't enjoy it? If you know, like, hey, there's not much hope for the future for me, you're not going to take good care of yourself on the day-to-day habits. So that's a powerful shift mentally. And honestly, it makes sense. If you're feeling depressed or anxious, you tend to make poor food choices. You skip your workouts. You binge watch TV rather than, interacting with community and attending social gatherings. And so it's been known for a long time that your mental health directly impacts your physical health, and gratitude is a key component to improving both of those things. And, there's tons of benefits, everything from improving your sleep quality to boosting your resilience to stress and helping you mitigate stress as a very powerful tool, since we're all pretty stressed out these days, and just generally improving mental health, in a broad way, which is pretty freaking incredible. So now let's get into the practical. How do you take this information and apply it to your daily life? Well, experiencing gratitude doesn't require anything but your thoughts. You can do it anytime, anywhere, and about anything. But I do believe that incorporating a more structured mindfulness practice is a really helpful tool to extending the benefits and to really experience the full extent of the benefits that you can. So I think either writing it down or verbalizing it in a journal by saying what you're grateful for out loud to yourself or a loved one is one of the best methods to consciously express gratitude. And I think people should do this every day. I personally do it every day in the sauna. I do a gratitude journal. And if I don't use the sauna that day, I like to save it for the evenings. And I don't usually do it first thing in the morning anymore. Something I found, which is kind of interesting, is I like to get into a little different headspace in the morning. I like to keep myself driven throughout the day. And I find gratitude is freaking amazing as it is. If all you're thinking about is all the things that you have and all the things that you're grateful for and all the things that you appreciate around you, it doesn't exactly give you the zest and the drive to go out and get more. It satiates that hunger for wanting to get after the day and crush your business or your career and, grow your financial security and your wealth and be able to get to the next stage. For me, at least, it kind of decreases that when I start the day with gratitude. I like to start the day with a different type of energy, almost a dirty energy. It's like, who is going to die if I don't go out and really serve my purpose? If I don't go out and help people and I don't go out and educate and empower others to make good choices, to live their life, who out there is going to get cancer or heart disease or autoimmune conditions? Who out there already has those conditions, who I can help, who I can save their lives? That's what I think about, because that gets me fired up. That's like, all right, let's get down to it. I'm ready to get to work. Whereas when I just sit around and think like, man, I'm so grateful for the sun on my skin. I'm so grateful for this roof over my head and for the fridge full of food. All that's great. But then I'm not like, oh yeah, let's go crush it and grind all day and work my tail off. So that's one distinction I found. So I think ending the day is the perfect place for gratitude, because then you go into your night of sleep in just this positive, uplifted headspace. And so it's really become an integral part of my midday kind of post sauna routine, as well as my evening routine. Those are the times when I really like to express gratitude. But you could do this every day, any time of day. There's no wrong way to do it. And I just jot down 10 things I'm grateful for. That's it. It's as simple as that. And then I read them out loud to myself, and I kind of like expand on them a little bit as I'm verbalizing this stuff. And no one's really around. I'm doing this talking to myself, which I think talking to yourself gets a bad rap. I think talking to yourself is great. And it gets me in such a positive place. And I try not to repeat the 10 things because it's all too easy. to just repeat the same things over and over again. So try to find new and unique things. You're always going to be grateful for your health and your family and your friends, but go outside the box. Identify blessings in your life that don't get as much attention. Things like, man, I'm grateful for functioning lungs and I could take a deep breath. I'm grateful for vision and eyesight and I could see beautiful scenery and beautiful things, bright blue sky. Grateful for the ability to read and write and listen to this episode, whatever it is. There's inevitably going to be some repetition, but strive to go above and beyond the norm and try and get really niche down. Like rather than saying I'm grateful for my family, what family member? Oh, okay. So your sister, your brother. Why are you grateful for them? What is it that they do, or who is it that they are that makes you so grateful to have them in your life? Like get really more detailed to really reap the benefits, because otherwise it just becomes this monotonous, like, oh, I'm grateful for this, really vague. And it's not quite the same extent of benefits in that sense. Another thing is to do it daily. The science has proven that doing something daily is essential to reap the full benefits and really make it part of your mindset. So make it a priority. Express gratitude daily, ideally in the morning or evening, because that's usually the easiest time. A lot of times midday, it's harder to mix in. Like I said, I prefer it in the evening, but it's especially important to do on the days you don't feel like doing it. When you're stressed, you're overworked, you're lacking the time, you're just feeling overwhelmed and it's not in a good place. That's when you need this the most. And understand, jotting down 3 things or 5 things or 10 things you're grateful for takes a few minutes. It's not like you're writing a freaking book or a novel, like you're just putting some thoughts on paper. And that's a very therapeutic process in and of itself. And so if you can't write it down though, on some days when you're late for work or, you don't even have the extra 5 minutes for a journaling practice, simply verbalize it. On your commute to work, say things out loud that you're grateful for. Thinking these thoughts is great too, but there's something about verbalizing your thoughts that makes it more powerful in my experience. And then, next is to really feel it. Don't just say it or write it mindlessly. Feel it. As you go through the gratitude practice, it's too easy to go through a list of 10 things quickly without acknowledging each item. So take a brief moment to take a breath, close your eyes, embrace the feeling of gratitude associated with each of the blessings that you list down. So I want to wrap up this episode just by saying life is incredible, and it's important to take time to appreciate all of the wonderful things in your life. And we all go through ups and downs. We all suffer loss and hardship, but I can guarantee no matter what you are going through, focusing on the positive in your life will make your situation better. We all too often compare our lives with others, especially with the age of social media, who seem to be doing better than us. He or she has this or that and travels here or there, does this, and I don't have or do any of that. And I hate my day to day. Well, that should be the most motivation ever to go out and make some freaking moves, take action, make some changes. But that's not what this is about. What this is about is really remembering there are millions, literally millions of people. Actually, I would say billions of people who would love to be in your shoes, who would do anything for your life, your job that you complain about, your stresses, your issues, your opportunities, whatever it is, they would love it. So keep that in mind next time you're comparing yourself to someone else, because the only person you should ever compare yourself to is who you were yesterday. And if you're improving and you're growing, then you're winning. Simple as that. Thanks for listening in, folks. I'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for listening in. You can find the show notes and resources at ryankennedyshow.com. I encourage you to share your biggest takeaway with me on social media. Tag me on Instagram at Ryan C. Kennedy and share the show with your friends and family. If you found this episode valuable, please leave us a 5-star review. Your feedback helps to support me on my mission to positively impact as many people as I can with this information. Join me for my next episode where I'll be interviewing leading wellness professionals to empower you in your health journey. Until next time.